I haven't made a video in a minute, but I want to talk about how success is always linked with money, and how being successful in the Western world is always linked with being filthy rich and having tons of money, when in my view there's more elements of being successful than just wealth. Well, the first reason obviously is why it's tied to wealth, and why success is viewed as like, you can't be successful if you haven't achieved financial freedom, is because it's a capitalistic society. Like, again, I'm no communist or no mad socialist or anything, but I do think that like people always don't realise that different people are in different situations, and for the average person who has this rags to riches story about coming out of the gutter and making a ton of money and, you know, looking after their family and their community, the majority of people who are in that life cannot get out of it, and it's really quite a systemic issue. It's not just a matter of, oh, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get at it and go after your dream, because I mean, if you can't afford to pay rent and you've nowhere else to live, then how are you meant to go after some kind of dream? You'd be homeless. And it sounds great, there's stories like Steve Harvey or whoever who have achieved it, but at the same time, most of the time it doesn't happen and it doesn't work like that. Also, I believe that the whole idea of being successful and the fact that like I will only be considered successful in the eyes of the world if I make a ton of money is because it distracts you away from the issue of, oh, all these people are kind of making a ton of money off anything that we do. Like, again, you know, every company has loads of workers, but most of the workers don't see any kind of reward. Like, I'm not saying to seize the means of productions or any kind of Marxist thing, but I'm just saying that like the whole idea of these fellas at the top making like hundreds, thousands times your salary is kind of wrong, I think. Like, people should be paid more. And yeah, that's also another thing, because you get this idea that the leading CEOs of the companies doing all the work, and fair enough, a lot of them are busy, these successful CEOs, but they're not doing a lot of the work. Most of their work is meetings and making decisions, and like that is very different to what the average Joe has to work with. Also, I think the whole idea of success being attached to money is that once you have a ton of money, what are you going to do? You're going to want to buy things, and that's obviously going to help the economy if you're buying all these kind of things and like big houses and big cars and big, I guess, boats or yachts or whatever. Like, once you're doing that, you know, you're caught up in materialism, and like, really, do we really need all these things? Like, again, everyone wants to be successful and everyone wants to achieve, you know, their goals and their personal beliefs in life. But the problem is that like, when you actually think about it, how much money do you actually need to be set for life, and how much money is it just kind of at a point where it's more of a hindrance than anything else? Because I think it's a disease wanting to accumulate more and more and more, especially if you're sitting on like, say, 15 million, like, and you want to get to like 50. Like, it's just like, bruh, I don't think anytime soon 15 million in the current economy is going to make you broke or make you not financially free. Obviously, you have to be wary of your finances. But what I'm saying is, you get caught into a trap. So you see all these big celebrities and they're so-called successful and they're living in these big houses, buying these big cars, but deep down are they actually satisfied? Like, obviously we all love to be rich and depressed rather than broke and depressed, but at the same time you're still depressed either way. Like, it's still not a good way to be and not a good state of mind to be in. Now, that's why I think it's important to attach yourself to higher purposes, and that's why them kind of purposes, I feel, are actually a great marker of success. If you have a good friendship group, if you have a good community, if you marry and have some kids and, you know, contribute back to where you live, I think that's a successful life. Success isn't always just, oh, this person worked for 40 years at some company and that means they're not successful. Well, I mean, if they've a great relationship with their kids, if they've a great relationship with their wife, if they've a great relationship with their friends and their local community, I mean, that's a pretty successful life if you ask me. Like, it's not always just, oh, this person is, you know, success. These people aren't successful just because they haven't accumulated money, which money is just a thing we invented. medium of exchange, which basically is printed out of thin air, and it's really only has value because we put value on it. So when you think about it like that, there are other ways to be successful. Now, my problem as well with the whole idea of success and the idea of chasing success is it kind of inspires all this slop selling. Like, you've got all these hustle bros online trying to sell you bullshit. They'll say, oh my god, just buy my course, bro, and I swear to god you will make $20,000 in like 2 months, bro. Just trust me, bro. And I'm like, bruh, first of all, how many people make $20,000 a year? Very $20,000, not $20,000 a year, $20,000 a month, so about 240 grand a year. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's not impossible, but the idea of that you can make all this money in a short space of time, this is enhanced by this whole idea of your only way to be successful is through wealth. When I mean, if you have a loving girlfriend, and if you have good friends, and you have a good community, and if you are, say, religious in any way, and you're strong, like, faith, and you treat people well, regardless of whatever religion it may be, then again, that's successful. You've got quite a good thing going for you. But it's just this whole idea of success only being attached to, you know, making money. It kind of inspires all this kind of chasing material things, not actually caring about your community, or not caring about anyone but me. And I feel like social media and TikTok just amplify all this shit. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. And I've been kind of ranting in this video, but it's just something I've been thinking about lately. Once you realize that you could live a successful life without having made a load of money and doing all these things, because the amount of money you achieve in your life, I mean, there's terrible people with tons of money. That doesn't mean they're good people. And if you attach success to all this kind of thinking of, oh, this fella's made, Elon Musk has made 800 billion or something, this guy knows what he's got life figured out. I mean, nobody's got life figured out. We're all just kind of chancing it, and none of us have an idea of, you know, what we're at. Because basically, when you think about it, is success is relative, and it's inherently subjective. You cannot pinpoint what success is, because everyone has personal goals in your life, and if you achieve your personal goals in life, whether that be to make money or whether that be to raise a family and have a good relationship with them, there are different markers of success. And success isn't just tied solely to material wealth, because again, chasing it, it's like a fucking video game where you're trying to get a higher and higher score, but you've already completed the game. It's like, bro, why do you keep trying for more? It's just like, yeah. I also think it gets into this unhealthy idea of worshipping CEOs and kind of worshipping all these people who realistically don't really care about any of us and are practically profiting off our ignorance and to what they're at, and insider trading and manipulating markets, and I guess being frauds, because we all know what's going on in the world, and we all kind of see it with our eyes that, you know, powerful people can have rules for themselves and there's different rules for us. So that's something that, like, really annoys me. And I guess I just wanted to say that, like, success is 110% subjective. It depends on what you want it to be. And if you put your whole emphasis on being successful is only tied to wealth, then you're worshipping people who mightn't have contributed to the greater good of humanity. There's plenty of people who've lived time and years ago who've done great things for humanity, done great things for your people or my people, and them people mean more to me or to you than just someone who's made tons of money. Because realistically, if someone's so successful, how come the richest person from about 500 years ago, nobody knows who they are? But yeah, hopefully that helped you, and remember to take care as always.